Alright, so continuing on from what I was just talking about a moment ago in part one, there's a lot more recoil in this game and the damage is a lot lower. So I was finding that with an assault rifle like the FAMAS, I was getting 3 or 4 hit markers at distance before I dropped a guy, which is a lot like COD 4 and even more so like Call of Duty 2. I couldn't help but think when I was playing this game that the way that the guns handled and the damage that they did played a lot like Call of Duty 2. So if you go back that far, if you guys played that game, then you'll know what I'm talking about. And here I was absolutely clueless and I just get shit on. For this match and for the match that I was playing after this, I actually didn't have any audio in my headphones, and so I was playing with this sort of weird handicap. I ended up doing all right anyways. And then I played another match of a different game type, which I'm going to upload a little bit, some clips from that later on. But that mode, I just really kind of sucked it up. But I'm not really showing this gameplay for you guys to sit here and say, oh my god, you're so pro at this game. It's more just so you guys can see what this game is all about. So I'll go right into questions that, for those of you guys that were following me on Twitter and asking me questions about the game, a lot of you guys are asking about the dive to prone. I don't even know if you see me do it once throughout this entire gameplay here. And that's because I didn't really find it to be that useful. In fact, I think a lot of people are going to be, yeah, here's a little RC car. I think a lot of people are going to be doing that on accident when they try to drop shot. So the way that you dive to prone is if you're sprinting and you just hit the prone button or I don't know if you hold it or if you just tap it. But you'll dive, and while you're diving, you can't shoot at all. It's purely an evasive tactic. And when you do it, the animation takes a minute before you can get out of that animation. So it's basically just to kind of get around corners if you're getting shot at, but it's not an offensive maneuver whatsoever. A lot of you guys were asking about the nade damage in the game. I don't know if you guys see me chuck any nades. I can't remember, but the nade damage is pretty much identical to that of Call of Duty World at War and Modern Warfare 2, which is, it's not like a return to Zeus grenades from Call of Duty 4. And as far as like all your equipment goes, they broke it up into three different areas. You have lethal, which is like your grenades. You had Semtex regular grenade and I think a tomahawk instead of a throwing knife. Second one was tactical, so that had things like, yeah, tactical insertions back in the game, which I'm not a fan of at all, but what are you going to do? And then other sort of, those are more defensive tactics than anything else. And then your third one was a piece of equipment, and that's the things like the mobile camera, motion sensors, radar jammers, things like that. This one's about to wrap up, so stay tuned for part 3.